Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to EFL Championship predictions. We are back for more Championship predictions because there are some Championship games in midweek. I am joined once again by Sophie. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thank you. And how are you?
Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you. There was plenty of interesting results over the weekend. Guys, let's set the like target at 1,300. We set that as the like target last time and you smashed it, so make sure to do it again. It takes 2 seconds to click the thumbs up button and it also takes 2 seconds to subscribe. Once again, if you've not already subscribed, make sure to do so as you can help us push to 56,000 subscribers as we are this close. Like and subscribe. The scores on the doors are up there, Sophie. I haven't even added them up yet, but they are the scores from the weekend's games and they are the scores overall. Without any further ado though, let's get into some predictions for the midweek game, Sophie. And we're going to kick things off at St Andrews, where it is Birmingham City versus Blackburn Rovers, Sophie. A bottom half of the Championship derby. It's a Tony Mowbray derby.
Or John Eustace derby.
John Eustace derby, yeah. I mean, what are the chances of this? John Eustace up against Birmingham City, his former club here. And obviously Tony Mowbray up against his former club in Blackburn. Blackburn did get a good result at the weekend, beating Stoke 3-1, whereas Birmingham lost 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday. It's interesting this, Sophie. Both sides in the bottom half, both could do with the results. Maybe feels like there's more room for optimism at Birmingham. I don't think they've exactly set the world on fire under Tony Mowbray just yet, but it's about steering them clear from trouble after that bad run under Wayne Rooney, and he has brought in a couple of results. And I'm starting to think for Birmingham, look towards next season and maybe things could be all right.
Yeah, I think this season's got to be a bit of a write-off, probably for both. It's more concerning for Blackburn, but I don't think either side will be going down.
Blackburn Rovers did get back to winning ways against Stoke City at the weekend. I think it could be quite close, you know. I'm going to go for the home advantage. Birmingham City haven't won in a few games. I think they're due a home win. Whereas Blackburn's form is it's a bit wonky. To be honest, both forms a bit wonky.
Yeah.
I'll go Birmingham 2-1.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go for the same. I'm backing the home side here. I think both teams, there's room for improvement, and I feel like they will, whether that's the back end of this season or next. Yeah. As I said, it is a bit of a write-off for both teams. Obviously, both teams need the win here, but I am going to lean towards the home side as well. So I agree with you, 2-1. 2-1. Interesting. Okay, next up, Sophie, we're going to go to the King Power, where it is Leicester City versus Sheffield Wednesday. Now, if you remember correctly, Sophie, when this game played out a couple months ago, Sheffield Wednesday did get a draw. Yeah, they did.
Against Leicester with a last-minute equaliser. Boy, how the Sheffield Wednesday fans would snap your hand off for a draw at the King Power. Yeah. But I don't think it's likely. With Sheffield Wednesday, they, of course, could stay up, but it's going to depend on other results. This game is essentially a free hit. It's a bit like being in the Premier League and going away to Man City, really. Leicester have been very good, so they've been very hard to beat, especially at the King Power. And until Leicester City have automatically been promoted, I think they're going to keep up this, high levels of performance and results. So Leicester 3-0.
Ooh, you're going quite hard. I'm going to go 2-0 Leicester. It could be more. I would be surprised if Sheffield Wednesday got a draw again. And Leicester, I think some of their fans are expecting a little bit more from their style of play and things like that. However, they're getting the results over the line, and that's the main thing. Yeah. I feel like it could be a really convincing game, but I'm going to give Sheffield Wednesday a bit of credit because I feel like they need to set up quite defensive for this one. Just protect that goal difference. 2-0 Leicester.
2-0 Leicester.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. We're both going for Leicester. Sophie's going 2-0, I'm going 3-0. On to the next one, Sophie. As we go to Carrow Road, it's Norwich City versus Watford. I always sort of struggle to separate these two. There's not a lot between them. They're very similar in terms of their history over the last couple of years. Kept going up and down together. They both didn't go up last season. I look at them and think they've both got a pretty decent chance of making the playoffs this season. Yep. Both got good managers that have a decent CV in the Championship with David Wagner and Ismail. Maybe just slightly leaning towards Norwich, Sophie. Their run of form over the last few results has been pretty good. Whereas Watford, I could see them getting something, and I'm tempted to go for a draw, but I think I will just edge the home team. Maybe the home advantage will just be enough to get them a win. Going to go Norwich 2-1.
Yeah, for me, I can actually see this one going either way, and I was very, very tempted to say a draw. I feel like it could be a low scoring one, actually, because I do feel like the teams are fairly evenly matched. I am going to back the home side, though. I'm just going to say 1-0. I can see it being a low scoring one.
Yeah. Do you think Norwich make the top 6 this season?
I don't know. It's so hard this year. They've got a good chance, but it's so hard to call.
Yeah, the problem is there's just so many teams and there's only a couple places up for grabs.
Exactly.
You know, a few teams are going to miss out, but maybe one of Norwich or Watford might make it. You never know. On to the next game, Sophie, as we go to Rotherham. They take on Hull City. Big game, Sophie. Both sides could do with a result. Obviously for opposite reasons. Rotherham to get out of trouble in the bottom 3. Hull City to be in the top 6. Do you know what? It does look, you know, quite obvious that Hull City are the favourites. Yeah. But if you think of a couple games this season where Hull City have been on their travels and not been at their best, maybe, like Sheffield Wednesday. I remember they lost that game 3-1. I do think Hull will just get this one over the line now. I think, as you've said previously, their January transfer business has been pretty spot on, to be honest. And when you're in a playoff race, you have to keep winning. As for Rotherham, I don't even think a draw would be a good result. I think both sides have got to go out for the win. And I'm going to give it to Hull. I'm going to go Rotherham 1, Hull City 2. Yeah,
I'm going to go 3-1 Hull City. I feel like Hull have got that firepower there to put a few goals past Johansson, and I actually rate him really highly. I think there'd be a very different and a very poor team without him at the back.
Well,
do you think he'll go if they go down? Do you think he'll go?
Well, he hasn't in previous seasons when they've gone down.
No, but I feel like he needs to.
Yeah, he is one of the better Championship keepers.
He is, yeah. Yeah, I can see Hull winning this one. Like you said, if you want to be in the playoff race, you need to be consistently getting the wins. And the transfer windows they've had, they need a top 6 finish for that window. And I think they're in for a good chance of that. They just need to get that consistency down. 3-1 Hull.
3-1 Hull?
3-1, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're both backing Hull City to win on the road and both teams to score. Share your thoughts on that one. Next up, Sophie, let's go down to South Wales where Swansea City take on Leeds United. Swansea City are struggling for results. That said, they did get a decent result at Hull City at the weekend. Leeds United, Sophie, very strong.
Very strong.
The top 2 race this season is very strong, and Leeds just can't really afford draws or defeats. They have to keep winning.
Yeah, for a top 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, in a Premier League relegation battle, you feel like if you get a win, you've got a couple games where you can afford not to win. But in a Championship promotion battle, if you lose one, you then have to win the next 4 in a row to make up any ground that you lost. And I think Leeds will win this. They are playing catch-up with Southampton. I'll go Swansea 1, Leeds 2. I think it'll be close, but I do think Leeds just keep grinding out the away wins.
I'm going to say Leeds 1-0, and I think a clean sheet would be quite good, actually. You know, I genuinely could see a draw playing out. I could see Swansea frustrating Leeds, but as you say, Leeds really need the win here, and they have got the quality to do so. So exactly. I'm going to say 1-0. So, yeah, it's not going to be a goal fest for me, but at the end of the day, Leeds get the 3 points, and that's the main thing.
It was the way you were like, 1-0. You just think they'll do it. To be honest, yeah. I think that's, you know, the most important thing, isn't it? 3 points. Funnily enough, the next team is the team Leeds are competing with for second place. It's Southampton. They go away to Bristol City. And what we said for Leeds has to be said for Southampton. Southampton have to keep winning. You can't drop points. And no disrespect to Bristol City because they're a solid mid-table team.
Very solid.
But Southampton have to be better than that, don't they? They have to win these games on the road because Leeds United are in pursuit. I think they will. Like I said, Bristol City are a solid mid-table team, but you know, when you come up against the likes of Southampton, it's very difficult, especially on the run they're on. I mean, how many games unbeaten?
I don't know, too many to count now.
25? Is it 25 unbeaten? I'm going to go Southampton 2-0.
Oh, okay. I'm going a little bit closer. I'm going to say Southampton 2-1, just because I feel like I've got to give Bristol City some credit, because they're a solid team and they are more than capable of winning this game or drawing this game, but Southampton cannot afford to drop points, and I don't think they will. So 2-1, but a close game for me.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that said, I do think it could be close. I mean, in the FA Cup this season, Bristol City have played 4 really good games against Forest and West Ham.
They've gone toe-to-toe with Premier League teams.
And that's what Southampton want to be, yeah. Okay, on to the next one, Sophie. Let's go to the Hawthorns, where it is West Bromwich Albion versus Cardiff City. I don't know why, Sophie, but this one strikes me as the game which will probably have the fewest goals.
Yeah, I'm feeling the draw for this one.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, not to give it away.
No, I'm feeling West Brom, to be honest. They've won their last 4 home league games in a row. You know, they just find a way at the Hawthorns, and that's the most important thing. Grind out the three points. I don't think at this point of the season, you know, performances have to be amazing. It's nice if they are, but get the 3 points. And West Brom are in that position where 6th, 7th and 8th just need a couple points to catch up with them. I reckon West Brom grind this out. Cardiff are decent, but I think West Brom are just a bit better. 1-0.
Yeah, I can see why you're going for West Brom here, but I don't know, just looking at it on paper, I'm feeling a draw, and that's really going to frustrate the Baggies fans, because being at home, as you said, their home record is really good, so they'll be looking at this as maybe not a must-win, but a should-win. And I just feel like Cardiff are going to frustrate them and walk away with a point. 1-1.
Really? Yeah. That'd be a good draw for Cardiff, wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Yeah, not many teams are going to West Brom and getting many points this season, so fair play. On to the next one, Sophie. Let's go to Huddersfield Town, who take on Sunderland. One thing we didn't mention last week, Sophie, was I know it doesn't affect Huddersfield anymore, but Neil Warnock has gone to Aberdeen.
Yes, I know. I did think he was going to go to a club in the Championship, but he's shaking it up a little bit, going up north. I know. It's such a shame that it was at a time when Huddersfield needed a manager to come in, really. Yeah. Wouldn't it have been great to see him come back? But obviously, you know, Huddersfield have moved on. As for this one, Sophie, do you know what? I'm not sure, actually. I'm really not sure. I think this could go all 3 ways. Huddersfield's last home game was that 4-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah. Sunderland, once again, they're not the complete picture, but the results have still been okay under Michael Beale. They've not been terrible.
I'm going to go down the middle. I'm going to go Huddersfield 1, Sunderland 1. My reason is, I don't know.
Okay, fair. I was very tempted to say a draw as well, but I feel like sometimes when I back a draw for Sunderland, they end up winning the game, so that tells me now to back Sunderland. They're going to get an away win. I'm going to say 2-1. I don't think there's going to be that much in it. I'm going tight on pretty much all the games, but I just feel like Sunderland have to get a win here. If they're talking about a top 6 finish, they need to start winning more games. And I feel like they could in this one. So 2-1.
It's interesting you said that, though, Soph, because last time you backed Sunderland to draw, they drew. Against Middlesbrough, but there you go. Yeah, they might win that one. Who knows? Share your thoughts on Huddersfield Town v Sunderland. Obviously, both could do with a result. Huddersfield to stay up, Sunderland to make the top 6. On to the next one, Sophie. This won't be easy as we go to Home Park. It's Plymouth Argyle versus Coventry City. I've got to be honest, Sophie, whether you're a team at the top end of the table or bottom end of the table, going away to Plymouth is a very tricky challenge.
It is. I think we said in the last video, I rate them. I think they're a good team.
Yeah, I mean, they've started to pick up more points on the road as well, but Home Park has really been their fortress, hasn't it?
It has, yeah.
Coventry did, of course, beat Plymouth Argyle 1-0 at the CBS earlier this season, but if we're being honest, it was quite close and Plymouth could have got something. I do expect it to be a bit trickier on the road. We are not going to this game. We will stream the game on Wednesday, so do join us on the channel for that. But absolutely salute the Coventry fans going down to Plymouth on a Wednesday night in February. Do you know what, Soph? I think a draw I'd be pretty happy with, just because it's Plymouth away. I'm not saying Coventry can't win, but I'm just saying this is a game which I could see us losing. 1-1 again.
Yeah, I'm actually going for the same 1-1, and I would be fairly happy with a point. I think some people would look at league position and think, Coventry should be the favourites here. No, they're not for me. I do feel like this, obviously that's why I'm backing the draw, but it could be quite evenly matched. Plymouth are a good team, more so at home, but they are no mugs, and I know Coventry are in pretty good form at the moment, but I would take that draw. Yeah. 1-1.
And to the Coventry fans as well, we've got to keep our credibility on the channel. We can't back Coventry every week. Yeah. Sometimes we've got to back us to drop some points. On to the next one, Sophie. We'll go to Deepdale, where Preston North End take on Middlesbrough. 2 sides with possibly an outside chance of the playoffs this season. What do you think of this one? I'm not 100% sure. I mean, Preston's last home game was a 3-2 win against Ipswich, so they'll fancy their chances as well.
They will.
I think under Ryan Lowe, it's been really weird, hasn't it? Because
there's been highs and there's been lows.
Exactly.
Under Ryan Lowe.
I love that. There's been highs and Ryan Lows. Yeah, that's very good. Yeah, I mean, they started the season so well, then it went downhill. Maybe it's starting to come back up again. And yeah, if they win this, who knows? I'm actually going to go for Middlesbrough though.
Oh.
Middlesbrough's recent away form's actually been pretty good. I think they've won 3 of their last 4 games on the road. So let's go for them to win this one. I think it'll be close. Going to go Preston 1, Middlesbrough 2.
Okay, I'm actually glad we're different on this one because I thought we might be both going for draws here. I'm picking a winner and it's going to be the home side. I just feel like Preston are going to do it. For me, there's not a massive difference in quality between the two teams. I think they are pretty evenly matched and that's why I was tempted to go for a draw. But I'm going to say Preston nick it, 2-1.
Ooh.
So going the other way.
Yeah, 2-1 either way. There we go. That's interesting. Share your thoughts on Preston v Middlesbrough. Which one of us will get it right, or will it be a draw? On to the next game, Sophie. There's only 2 games left. We'll go to Stoke City versus Queen's Park Rangers. Big game, really. QPR need results. They're in the bottom 3, of course. Stoke City, not totally safe yet. They're one of the teams that are kind of lodged between mid-table and the relegation battle. They're struggling for home wins, I must say. They haven't won at home in a little while. But QPR, do you know what? They've been, I mean, I suppose they have been better away from home than they have been at home. I mean, the home form has improved a little bit under Cifuentes. I do remember this game towards the end of last season, and it was one of the few games that Gareth Ainsworth won. I think they won 1-0 at Stoke. Is that right? And then they, just about got over the line. Let's go for the more interesting narrative. The team in the bottom 3 to get a win. Stoke 1, QPR 2.
Oh my god, I was actually going to go, not the same scoreline, but I was actually going to back QPR as well.
Yeah.
1-0 QPR, which again, I think clean sheet would be massive. Not as big as the 3 points would be. But I feel like the relegation battle is just going to spice up a little bit. And as you mentioned, Stoke aren't performing their best at the moment. They've not got the best home record, so why can't QPR go there and win? I'm going to back them to do so. So 1-0 for me.
1-0, there you go. I mean, like I say, is it my heart going over my head because I want it to be a little bit more interesting in the relegation battle?
Yeah.
Possibly, but QPR have been a bit better recently. Let's give them that. On to the final game then, Sophie, and we go to the Den. It's Millwall versus Ipswich Town. I do remember the reverse fixture. Ipswich did win 3-1 against Millwall. They did beat them at Portman Road. That was when Ipswich were on a very good run. Ipswich come into this with their form being a little bit inconsistent, should we say. Millwall lost to Coventry on Sunday. As for Millwall's home form, it's not been particularly good. Which is a surprise because over previous seasons we've loved to say 1-0 to Millwall.
1-0 Millwall at home, yeah.
But yeah, I think they've actually been a bit better on the road this year. As for this game, I think it'd be close. Let's give it to Ipswich. Let's see if they can, make some ground up on the top 2 race. Millwall 0, Ipswich 1. I think it'd be a bit close, but I'll back the Tractor Boys.
So you're going low scoring, and I'm going for a Desmond.
Oh.
I don't know why I see a draw playing out, and I feel like there could be a few goals here. Yeah, I just feel like it could be an entertaining game, 2-2, which isn't great for Ipswich, really. Not terrible for Millwall, unless they are hoping to get the playoffs, then really should be winning more home games, but yeah, I'm just struggling to separate the two, and I feel like there could be goals, so 2-2.
There you go. What an exciting end to the video. Guys, that wraps up our championship predictions. You know the drill. Do make sure to share your championship predictions down in the comments. If you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do as well. Hit the like button as we go for 1,300 likes on this one. It's free to drop a like and it is free to subscribe. So please make sure to do so if you haven't already. Thank you for joining me today, Sophie.
Thank you.
We will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.